just Seb from AAP. Kennedy, obviously another win for the side. I think that's your 7th in a row now. What did you kind of make of it today?
I mean, for me, incredibly proud of how this team and group continue to find ways versus different challenges. And, you know, I mean, look, at Geelong, we knew we were going to be a much more difficult proposition coming and playing them at home. I think they've been incredibly competitive here, and I know they're really close to you know, getting their next win. But for our group, just being able to rally under a number of different circumstances throughout the game to be able to weather the storms and, you know, be able to find ways to continue to succeed collectively as a group and doing it the right way as a team.
What was your message to the girls? I think it was an 18-0 run there in that third into that fourth quarter. What was your message to the girls to kind of get them to turn it around the way they did?
For us, it was just to continue to dial into the things we needed to do and what we spoke about. I mean, you know, when we pressure the ball and when we have great positioning and we communicate effectively, I think we're a great team, and certainly, you know, we back our defence and we back our players to be able to play in a number of situations. So really, it was just reiterating those things to the group and continuing to rebound.
Obviously, it was a great match shot selection wise as well. I think in that first half, it just kept seeing like every single ball that was thrown would just go into the basket. Were you pleased with the offense as well today?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think certainly the first half of basketball, as far as our ability to be able to find the open player, and I think 20 assists is a great example of our ability to play team basketball and find the right shot. You know, if I'm looking at it at a critical lens, you know, we still have a lot we can improve on. You know, we certainly don't think by any means we're anywhere near close to where we can be. I think the potential of this group and the ceiling is incredibly high. So, you know, for us to be able to continue to find great shots late clock and be able to get through offense as a part of our game, we're going to continue to put time into. But from an offensive perspective, I mean, no coach is going to be upset with a team that produces 20 assists and shoots the ball at 50%. I think that's a great byproduct of, you know, creating the right shots.
Kelsey, obviously a big match for you again. But today you do come up against Mackenzie Holmes, who a lot of people are touting as an early MVP candidate. How did you kind of find that matchup against her?
Yeah, it was interesting game plan wise because they didn't really play through her. I didn't think a heap. So, you know, I think she's a phenomenal scorer, finishes both ways, has great touch around the basket, great footwork. And yeah, definitely difficult, obviously huge part of our schemes when we were talking about scout. But yeah, they seemed to play more, they were more guard dominant a bit today than post dominant. So I guess was a little bit easier just because there weren't as many touches going inside.
And I think a big storyline about the Spirit over these past couple of weeks has been about how you guys have almost given up 400 games of experience with Tolo and Samuels out, and these young guns are absolutely stepping up and filling in. What have you kind of made of them just from your perspective, Kelsey?
Well, how long do you got to answer that question? I literally, in the locker room, we just did a quick game recap or debrief, and I just told them how much I appreciate them. You know, at this point in my career, to be 38, don't know how much longer I'm going to play for, and just have such immense gratitude of the type of people that I get to come to work and play with every day. They never hang their heads, or rarely do. They play for one another. They play as hard as they can. Their intentions are pure. They're not out there trying to chase stats, trying to get awards. They're just out there trying to play great basketball for one another and buying in defensively as much as offensively. It's just so rare. So I'm filled with such gratitude for my teammates and feel so fortunate that I get to play with this group of people.
And final question just from me for Kelsey. Obviously, there was a little bit of that comeback, a little bit of a scare that happened in that last quarter. What was kind of the emotions running through your head?
You know, take it one go. Like you can only take it one possession at a time, and you just trust your work, trust your preparation, and you know, worst case scenario, we lose a basketball game, we learn from it, and that's what I'm trying to reiterate with this group. There's no sense in panicking and overthinking and overreacting. All you can do is play what's in front of you, try to adjust, try to communicate, do the best you can. It's actually quite a simple game when it really boils down to it. And I know that my teammates look to me. I'm kind of the temperature gauge, and so I have to let them know that I believe in them because I truly do. And I knew it was going to be a learning lesson. You hope it's going to be a learning lesson from a win, but sometimes you lose and have to learn that way. And so, down the stretch, and we had to play for a big chunk there without who is our engine. And because of that, I would really like to talk about somebody who doesn't, I think, get talked about enough, and that's Abby Warung. We talk about losing Tolo and we talk about losing Case, which are huge, huge outs for us. But Abby is probably the most underrated player I've ever played with. In her leadership, her poise, how she shows up for people, her dedication to defense, starting the game, knocking down the 3-ball. She plays with such joy, and she is a huge reason why we're doing what we're doing. And I don't think she's somebody that nearly gets talked enough about.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. That's all from me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more. Oh, sorry.
It's Lockie from WNBL. I know Kennedy's not going to give me an answer, so I'm going to have to go to Kelsey. It seems like Izzy's gone to a complete other level. Is there a teammate who can give me the MVP case after the game?
It's the MVP is a funny one in the WNBL. I feel like, what's the definition? Give me your definition of an MVP.
I mean, you know them better than I do, and you played with them, so you...
Well, I was one. But I just think it's interesting because we've had MVPs in the league who haven't made finals. We've had MVPs who have been on championship teams. So I think for me, an MVP is somebody who you put on any team and that team's better for having them. I don't think it's the leading scorer. I think often in the WNBL, for some reason, the leading scorer is synonymous with MVP. But people can score 30 points in a loss. Scoring is only just a part of what basketball is. Does that person make those around them better? Does their success lead to team wins? In my opinion, an MVP plays both sides of the ball. They're not just an offensive bucket. They have a presence on the court. And I think that when you look at what an MVP should emulate, any team that they go on, that team's better for having them. And I know without a doubt that our team is very, very good because of Izzy Borlase.
And Kenny, you've got the 2019 MVP sitting next to you. Do you agree with the definition?
I mean, there's very, very little that I think KG and I disagree on, to be honest. But I mean, that's probably the most articulate answer you get. And if you ask the right person the question, I'll say that much.
All good, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.